Yes.
Ken, when did you meet Steve?
It was 72, and I don't remember.
So you go back as far as David.
Well,
It was
Not
no,
quite.
almost.
College.
graduated
Almost, I
high school
suppose.
71, so
Right.
Dave knew him before that.
But almost. So did you guys go to Northwestern together?
No,
or Northern?
I was a freshman at Loyola in 72, and actually maybe it was early 73 when I met Steve. So when I was a freshman, I had the good fortune to room next to these two juniors, one of whom was the head of Loyola's radio station, one of whom was the head of Loyola's film society. And so I got to know the two of them, and especially Tony, who ran the film society, and we showed movies every Saturday night on campus. And Steve would come to these shows, and there weren't that many people that came to the shows that we put on because they were kind of obscure, art films. Yeah, but Steve loved them, and we loved them, and so he got to know us, we got to know him, and over time, Steve and I just continued to hang out together, and he then became my best friend, my lifelong best friend. And
Wow. He must have been living on Morse then, right? When so he wasn't connected with Loyola at all. He just came to these things because he was a film buff.
Yeah, which isn't that something?
Yeah.
I mean, he was at Northwestern. For him to go to another campus, different people,
Yeah, and since I'm talking, I'll just say this one thing. So I don't have any memory of exactly when I got to know Steve, but there's a brief story I'll tell that characterized what I loved about Steve. We were at a Bulls game, and there was two guys sitting in front of us, and I don't know what happened. They were maybe yelling a little too loudly for Steve's liking, but you got into a little verbal altercation with the two of them.
Surprising.
And I personally didn't think they had done anything that warranted any criticism.
And they were probably both much larger than him too, I'm guessing.
They were just average guys. So, went on for a minute or two, and I'm, sitting, I didn't say anything. And it calmed down. But then 15, 20 minutes later, Steve went to get us a couple beers, and he came back with 4 beers, and, leaned over and gave these guys each a beer, and not, saying, no hard feelings, anything, that just giving them beers, and, that was just so representative of Steve, who didn't have a great filter for, expressing his emotions, but wanted, if he had a good heart, and he knew if he may have gone too far, he would, in his own way, try to just make things right again. And, I had a lot of experiences like that with Steve over the years, but that one comes to my mind. But it was that he was really a softy at heart, in my opinion, and that's, why I just found him so endearing and lovable.